Sairam students, let's begin with the class 8 political science. Chapter number 7 we have already done part 1. Today we are doing the part 2 of the chapter understanding marginalization. Children, in our last session, you all remembered very well, we have done the first topic, that is only the introduction, where you have understood the meaning, like what does it mean to be socially marginalized, right? In that you saw to be marginalized means to be forced to occupy the sides or the outer edges or the margins and not be at the center of the things and not be at the main line, right? Mainstream. So this is what you saw in that, and you saw the reasons also why a group or a person will be socially marginalized, right? And it is not only like in the classroom, or it can be in the social environment also, where the group of people or the communities are socially marginalized, right? Then we saw one fictional case in that you saw the story of an Adivasi family, right? So children, in today's session, we are going to begin with the topic, who are Adivasis? Who are Adivasis? See children, very well, you all have heard about the tribal group, right? Yeah, that tribes are only referred as the Adivasis. Tribals are also referred to as Adivasis. So when we talk about Adivasis, it is a tribal only, Adivasis tribes. Now, what is that Adivasi? The term literally means original inhabitants. That is, original inhabitants. And what does it mean? These are the communities who lived means the past tense, or often continue to live in close association with forest. See, when in our last session, when we have seen the story, we were learning about the story, we saw the people were forced to leave the forest, right? Because of mining process was to be done there. So that was the reason they were abandoned from their land. Correct. So that is the reason it has been given Adivasis as the communities who lived, those who were living in the past in that particular forest, or often continue to live. Now in present situation also, like few Adivasis, few communities must be living there in close association with forest. Now we can say around 8% of our India's population is Adivasi, and many of India's most important mining and industrial centers are located in Adivasis areas. See, that was only one of the reason they were forced to leave the forest because of the mining and the industrial centers, right, that were located in the Adivasis areas. Now, which are the areas where it is located? It is in Jamshedpur, Rourkela, Bokaro and Bhilai. These are the centers, these are the areas where the important mining and industrial centers are located in Adivasis areas. Then there are Adivasis are not a homogeneous population. You understand the meaning of the word homogeneous. You have learned homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homo means it is not like same everywhere. Okay, it is different. There are over 500 different Adivasis groups in India. So all over the Adivasis groups must not be the same, right? Everybody may be different in some or the other way. Maybe. So the Adivasis are particularly numerous in states like, this can be asked to you, where the Adivasis are found in numerous number in states in India. So you have to tell about the states where they are found: Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, and even in the northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura. See, these are the states where we can see the numerous Adivasis groups in India. And there it is already given 500 different Adivasis groups are there. So you can find them in all these given states. Now here it is given here a state like Odisha. is home to more than 60 different tribal groups. Children, in Odisha only you can see the 60 different tribal groups of Adivasis are found. So Adivasi societies are also most distinctive. Why? Because there is often very little hierarchy among them. You know the meaning of hierarchy, where the system of ranking is done according to the status of living. The people are ranked accordingly, high standard, low standard. But whereas if we'll talk about the Adivasi societies, they don't have that hierarchy system. Very little hierarchy they have among them. It means they all are equal. Their culture, this makes them radically different from the communities that organized around the principles of Jati Varna, that is the caste system, or those that were ruled by kings. Because of this very little hierarchy among them, they are different from the communities organized around the principles of caste and religion, and even those who are ruled by the kings. So they don't follow all this, they all are equal there. And Adivasis practice a range of tribal religions that are different from Islam, Hinduism, and Christianity. See, they have their own culture, they have their own religion, own tribal religion that is totally different from that are different from the Islam, Hinduism, and Christianity. Adivasis, they often involve the worship of ancestors, village, and nature spirit. See, as they were very close to forest, right? They were very close to nature. That is the reason they have the pattern of worshipping also to nature only. They worship the last associated with, it is associated with and residing in the various sites in the landscape. So they have the mountain spirit, river spirits, animal spirits. These are the way of worshipping of Adivasis. They worship mountains, they worship river, they worship animals, they worship their ancestors, they worship even the village spirit are often worshipped at specific sacred groves. Groves means you all know very well the trees within the village boundary, while the ancestral ones are usually worshipped at home. Children, here the image in this image is you can see the way of worshipping. They have the in a special like dance forms also for worshipping, and even the dress up and costumes, everything is different. And even you can say they have the village spirit, that is to worship a specific sacred groves within their village boundary only. So their tradition is totally different. The tribal religion, they follow the totally different different culture. Adivasis have always been influenced by different surrounding religions like Sakta, Buddhist, Vaishnav, Bhakti, and Christianity. Even Adivasis religion themselves have influenced dominant religions of the empires around them. They also have, for example, now here we will see here, for example, the Jagannath cult of Odisha and the Shakti and even they have the Shakti and the Tantric traditions in Bengal and Assam. Now, during the 19th century, what happened? The substantial numbers of Adivasis they converted to Christianity, which has emerged as a very important religion in modern Adivasi history. So, children, if you all remember in our history when you were learning about the Christian missionaries, right? They were they were focusing on this other caste should be converted to Christianity. So here also the number of Adivasis they converted to Christianity. Actually, this had come from that colonial period only, okay, during the 19th century. But this, which has emerged as a very important religion in modern Adivasi history. Even Adivasis have their own languages. See, most of them radically different from and possibly as old as Sanskrit. So their language is not new, it is as old as the Sanskrit language, which have often deeply influenced the formation of the mainstream Indian languages like Bengali and other languages which are important in the mainstream. Even the language is spoken by the Adivasis, that is the Santali, that has been considered as the important language. Santali has the largest number of speakers, and it also has a significant body of publications, including magazines on the internet or in e-zines. So you will be amazed to hear that the Santali language, it has the publications and on the internet also. This has the magazines on the internet, and this is the language, it is as old as that of the Sanskrit language. Now, the next topic we are covering here is Adivasis and stereotyping. Children, if you all remembered in your lower classes, you have learnt about the stereotype. It means to have some predefined notation for something, notion for something. It is like actually it is not prevailing, but that stereotype means to have that predefined notion for something. Normally, it was told in that way, the girls always cried, boys don't cry. That was the example given in your lower classes. That is the reason I'm trying to give you the same example so that you will recollect it. But it is just a stereotype, girls only cry, boys don't cry, right? Whereas normally, actually, if we'll say the girls don't cry, they are strong and they are bold enough to face the things very well. In India, we usually showcase Adivasis community in particular ways. Now here, see, during school functions or even other official events or in books or movies also, you have seen at the time of having our celebration also, you have seen many fancy dresses. Many people try to have enact according to the Adivasis dresses system, right? They have the dance forms that the Adivasis follow, the tribal religion. We try to copy their culture and we try to perform the dances based on their culture. So Adivasis are invariably, they are portrayed in very stereotypical ways. It has been always given in that way, like Adivasis means they are in the colorful costumes, they have the headgear, and they always keep on dancing. But actually speaking, practically, if we'll say, do you all feel all Adivasis must be doing the same thing? No. It is just a stereotype that is there in the mind of the people. In the minds of the people, that is the mindset of the people to have that stereotype in there to related to the Adivasis. It means they have colorful costumes, they have the headgears, and they keep on they through their dancing. So beside this, we know that, see, this oftenly we seem to know very little about the realities of their life, right? Unless and until we have not understood the whole real life of these Adivasis, we won't be able to judge. And that stereotype is just nothing. It is just to have the mindset in that way, to have the predefined notations for them. So this often wrongly leads to people believing that when we see these Adivasis dancing, we believe that they are exotic, they are primitive, and they are backward. It means their way of living is totally backward according to their colorful dresses, according to the way of presenting them. We just take it in that way. They are exotic, they are primitive, and they are backward. Often Adivasis are blamed for their lack of advancement as they are believed to be resistant to change or new ideas. So actually it is like Adivasis, they are blamed for their lack of advancement as they are believed to be resistant to change or new ideas. See, maybe as we, those who live in Mumbai, they don't want to leave Mumbai. Why? Because they are very much connected to the way of living that is there in Mumbai. Similarly for Adivasis, they are connected to nature, they are connected to forest. Maybe they don't want to leave all that. That is the reason. They are ready to accept the change, but they don't want to go away from all this, but they are always welcoming the new ideas, and they believe in the changes also. So this is what we have seen, like only the stereotype is there for the Adivasis. So children, in today's session we have completed the two topics, that is who are Adivasis and stereotyping. In who are Adivasis, you understood the meaning, like who are Adivasis. You should prepare yourself, like the term literally, what does it mean? Original inhabitants, right? The communities who lived and often continue to live in close association with forest. Then you have to remember the states where the Adivasis groups are found in our country, right? Then you have to understand about the culture, the tribal religion that the Adivasis are practicing. And then you have to understand about the dominant religions of the empires around them. That is, there, for example, the Jagannath cult of Orissa and the Shakti and Tantric tradition in Bengal and Assam. And even we have seen that during the 19th century, Adivasis converted to Christianity, right? That has emerged a very important religion in the modern Adivasi history. Then we saw about the language of Adivasi, that is the Santali. It has the largest number of speakers as well as has a significant body of publications, including magazines and on the internet, right? Then we saw the stereotype, that is, they are Adivasis are exotic, they are primitive, they are backward. This is the predefined notion in the minds of the people. They always seems to have that the colorful costumes, headgear, and they keep on dancing. This is what we showcase as Adivasis. But actually it is different. Those who know the realities of their life is different. Okay. So this is what they are blamed for, their lack of advancement. Correct. This is what we have seen in the topic Adivasis and stereotyping. So children, in the next session we will begin with the Adivasis and development. We see how the development took place in Adivasis or in the tribal religion. Okay, so see you in the next session children with a new topic. Till then, take very good care of your health.